It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. In this game, we'll see the Utah Jazz against the San Antonio Spurs. Last game for San Antonio, they ended up with a loss to the Trailblazers at Moda Center. That game was a shootout. Defense will be the key tonight for them to bounce back with a win. And with Ricky Rubio, Kenny, you kind of know what you're going to get. A really good defender and playmaker who sometimes, well, more than sometimes, struggles with the jump.
See, I'm tired of that, Ernie. Every time people just go about what NBA players can't do. Tell me what he can do. And what he can do.
I said he's a good playmaker and defender.
Yeah, but they always want to harp on the fact that he might not be a great shooter.
The first thing I mentioned was he's a good playmaker and defender.
But it just bothers me when other people do it. How's that?
Well, fine.
Because Rubio is a great floor leader and a great passer.
You know, he's not the shooter Pistol Pete was, but has similar flair to his game.
I
love his toughness.
He has a similar flair, but he's no pistol.
You're
Come
right.
on now.
You're right.
Come on.
You're right.
There's only one La Pistola.
La Pistola.
And with that, just about time for tip-off. We'll see you later.
The Utah Jazz have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend the home court here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. And the Spurs looking for a positive start here on their road trip. They've probably been looking forward to this part of the schedule for a long time. A lot of upcoming home games are slated for them here.
Yeah, and they've just looked sort of lost out there lately. You know, they're not playing with a whole lot of purpose or drive, and you just can't wait for good things to happen. You've got to make them happen.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Thanks very much. Well, Quinn Snyder is the coach here in Utah, and he said, as a coaching staff, we show the players we have confidence in them. And then we're unbelievably demanding. But it has to be mixed with patience. And that, over time, pays off. Kevin?
Teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, D.A. Thanks. Now, Steve, you can see it. Some players starting to feel the fatigue of a long season. How much you think is from the travel aspect of being a player in the NBA?
Kevin, I think it's a lot about the travel. The travel is a grind, and I think being able to sleep on planes, that is an art. I couldn't do that, and I think that's where guys are trying to find different ways where they're comfortable getting a lot of rest on planes, but you got to find a way once you get to that city to, I guess, have some discipline where you can stay in, not go out to dinners, and spend a lot of time using that time to recover.
And the starting group for the Spurs, DeRozan and Aldridge, the talented forward duo. Then there's Pirtle, then there's Murray, and it's Walker in at the 2-guard. Now here's Walker. And DeRozan kicks to Murray. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots a 3. Gobert pulls it in. And so Gobert will bring it up for Utah. In this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
And that one's good by Favors.
This is what you want, delivering the ball to Favors where he doesn't have to put it on the deck.
Rubio against Murray. Here's DeRozan. Almost, but it rolls out. And here's Utah. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Rubio the pass to Gobert. Here's Mitchell. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Even though Mitchell isn't all that efficient from range, the most impressive thing to me is he believes the shot is going in.
Now here's Murray. He's coming off a 19-point game against Portland.
He was very active on defense, too, recording 3 steals for the game.
And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Aldridge. He's coming off a 25-point game against Portland. Here's DeRozan. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
This is what DeRozan gives you, the ability to make tough shots in traffic, mainly because of his great athleticism.
Favors against Aldridge. Favors can't get it to go.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Walker dishes to Pirtle. The shot, no good. Now the Jazz take it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And with your defense, one part's your ability, the other, though, is effort, and that one they showed neither.
Also, they were late with their rotations for most of the evening. Gave up a lot of easy points.
DeRozan, he sticks that one in from 20 feet away. DeRozan's got his second basket of the game.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Now here's Favors. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Inside. And it's Walker that time on the assist by Murray. Walker's got his first points of the night.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation. Something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Sinks the triple. Ingles has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You see the practice time Ingles has put in. Completely in rhythm. No problem with that shot.
Here's DeRozan. Here's Aldridge. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Steve, when we talk about signature shots in the NBA, what about Aldridge's fadeaway jumper?
Usually starts with him backing down the defender. He turns, faces up, transfers weight from all the way forward to all the way back. Add in the high release point, virtually unblockable.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Some people see Popovich as uncompromising. He can be that way. But working things out with LaMarcus Aldridge last year, just another great coaching achievement.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Udo's checked in for Favors. Crowder comes in for Joe Ingles. And Raul Neto subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Both free throws good from Aldridge. And with that Aldridge situation, Popovich said he was the first player to ever bluntly ask him for a trade.
And Popovich replied, Kevin, I'll be happy to trade you. You get me a talent like Kevin Durant, I'll drive you to the airport. Later, Pop says he was overcoaching Aldridge on the offensive end and took care of it.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the call. San Antonio the foul. Utah shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Two shots.
No good on the free throw. And Smitty, the three-point shot last season, not the Spurs' best friend.
They rarely shoot a ton of threes, but the ones they take, they usually make at a high clip. They had a new starting point guard, and Kawhi Leonard only played 9 games. That won't help.
The Spurs making a switch here. Gay's checked in. He hits the second from the line. Here's DeRozan. 38 points for him last game against Portland.
And he really controlled the pace of the game by getting to the line. The D could not slow him down, and he took advantage of it.
Now, here's DeRozan. They trail by 1. Over Udo. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
And he knocks down the first one.
In a short time span, I'm amazed at how far Donovan Mitchell's come. He has very few weaknesses for a young player.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Walker. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. And Mitchell drops them both. And being a part of one of the better draft classes of all time, Steve, I think you would agree, is Donovan Mitchell.
2017 was a deep draft. Featured tremendous talent at the top. Mitchell was a late riser on most people's boards, but still couldn't crack the top 10.
It's stolen by Gobert. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Udo. Sinks that one from the post.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
And the Spurs with possession here. It's a 5-point game. Taken away. And Udo with the stuff.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Here's Gay following the bucket by the Jazz. Mitchell outside. That's a 2 from Crowder. That shot off, so the Spurs will take it the other way. They need this. DeRozan, and the layup's good off the glass. DeRozan's got 6.
We see the value of increasing your range. DeRozan can find more space inside now because of it.
Here's Neto, covered by Mills. Crowder kicks to Mitchell. Off target from outside. Spurs trail by 5. Gay with no one around. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Crowder. Gay with the block.
A pretty good defender. Gay using that 7'3" wingspan well. Get that shot out of here.
Pass to Bellinelli. Back to Aldridge. Gobert with the block. And he's able to get it back. And Aldridge slams it in. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Neto. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Crowder kicks to Udo. Back to Crowder. 6 to shoot. Gobert finds Crowder. Gobert. The offensive rebound. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And for the Western Conference, we have a chance now to recognize our player of the week, DeMar DeRozan.
Well, you just look at the scoring he's provided and the numbers he has put up, and it's a no-brainer. Rarely does someone carry an offense this much and not walk away with some form of hardware for their efforts.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
The Utah Jazz, their offense, they can go at you from several angles. They have a lot of shot creators and a lot of guys that can put it on the floor. Solid shooting, and they don't get sped up on the offensive end.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Utah. Exum comes in for Mitchell. San Antonio also making some changes. Davis Bertans comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Patty Mills.
So dangerous on the perimeter. We got a chance to see Kyle Korver convert inside.
And Smitty, with the Jazz offense, they are looking for that corner three.
Yes, indeed. They took advantage of that last season. They took the most corner threes in the league, and they had the third highest percentage from there.
So it's Utah now, following the three from Rudy Gay. Neto, the pass to Gobert. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And Gobert, even when he gets hit, maintains his focus on the bucket and gets it to go. And with so much emphasis placed on Gobert's defense, some people aren't paying attention to his impact on the offensive end.
Pirtle, he's checked in for the Spurs.
One shot, gentlemen.
And you know, Steve, what you have to love about Gobert, as his usage rate has gone up, the efficiency still is there. It remains.
You're right. Shoots for an extremely high percentage, fairly low turnover rate, and each year his moves are a little more polished.
Here's Gay. It's deflected. Now here's Crowder. He's tightly guarded. Here is Forbes. No points in the game yet for him. And the wide open shot from Bellinelli. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Excellent setup. Gay has worked on his court vision over the years. Pays off right there.
Exum deciding where to go with it. And there's the pass to Gobert. Kicks to Korver. Nice ball movement by Utah. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Crowder. Some solid defense from Gay.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Trailing by 2. Here is Forbes. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Passes it to Bellinelli. Connects from three-point range. Bellinelli's got his second bucket tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Exum with it. The 19-footer is on the money. Exum's got his first 2 points of the night.
Capable of filling it up, especially off the drive. But Exum can hurt you in a number of ways.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at San Antonio. In the early season, they find themselves down in 9th place. And, of course, Utah, 2.5 games back.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, that big splash they were hoping for to start the season just never evolved. I mean, they're stuck there in the middle of the pack.
It's not how you start, though. It's how you finish, right? So they still got time to pull this all together and make some noise as the season goes along.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Utah calls timeout. Smitty, when you were playing, the league tinkered with the distance of the three-point line. Given the emphasis on perimeter offense now, should they consider moving it further out?
Kevin, please not. No way. Guys are shooting it 4, 5 feet behind the line already. Now if you move it back, then they're going to move back to half court.
I know.
Keep the line the way it is right now. I like it the way it is right now.
It's enough of a challenge, don't you think?
Yes, it is.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
It's Gay with the drive. Bertans kicks to Bellinelli. Gay outside. From deep. Rebounded by Korver.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Exum dishes to Gobert. Pass to Crowder. And here's Korver. Shoots the three. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
That's Kyle's bread and butter. He's a big-time outside threat.
Spurs trail by 4. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Obviously, the Spurs went through a number of lineups last season. Younger guys filling major roles. Big shift for this organization.
And the Spurs with some changes. Walker comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Bellinelli. 1:44 left to play in the first quarter. Murray the pass to Walker. Stolen by Exum. And now the fast break. Exum with the ball. Stolen by Walker. Shoots over Korver. Here's Pirtle. Outside for Murray. Shot clock at 6. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And despite the changeover, the Spurs still managed to take care of the basketball.
4th in the league in fewest turnovers from a young group. Popovich demands efficiency.
Here's Walker after Dante Exum's bucket. Murray surveying the D. Pass to Forbes. Looking to end the run. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. It's tipped.
Gotta love the shot blocking ability of Pirtle. Wonderful timing right there.
Spurs trail by 6. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Now, here's Rubio. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Here's Gobert. Knocked loose. Pirtle with the steal. Here's Forbes. Buries it down low. Now just a 1-point Jazz lead.
Terrific vision there with that pass. Hit his teammate perfectly in transition.
Here's Exum. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Utah out in front. They're up by 1. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. DeMar DeRozan last season opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
A lot of people ashamed to talk about it. Even myself, for a long period of time, people wonder why I was such a quiet guy, and that was part of it, not wanting to speak out about it, not wanting other people to know exactly what I was going through. But you get to a certain age where you feel like it's all about helping others. It's not about you just being a selfish person about the things you're going through. Other people going through stuff as well.
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes as public figures can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
And boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through 1.
Yeah, their scoring's been on point. They've got the early lead. Always feels good when that happens.
Ricky Rubio is out there with Exum. Then it's Joe Ingles. Then there's
Mind the
Favors.
lanes.
And it's
Mind the
Udo
lanes.
in at the 4.
One shot.
That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. That's good from Exum. And certainly he's got many natural tools. Dante Exum now starting to put them to better use.
Kevin, he's playing with a better decisiveness now. You can see he has a plan. Still very young, still has the upside. We'll see if he can keep it rolling.
Now here's Walker. Here's DeRozan. Over Exum, and the rejection by Favors.
The long reach of Favors have a real impact, especially when he leaves the ground quickly in time for blocks.
And Walker kicks to Murray. Back to Walker. Here's Bertans. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's DeRozan. Derek Favors with the rebound.
His lack of consistency with his shot tonight has held him back.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Dante Exum. San Antonio also making some changes. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Purdy. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. Walker against Mitchell. Basket good. Mitchell's got 7 points.
Boy, how valuable is Donovan Mitchell? Having him in the fold sets up this team moving forward.
The pass to Aldridge. Great D that time from Favors.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Last outing for San Antonio, it was a loss to Portland. Mills finds DeRozan, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. What a recent stretch it's been for these players. They're the NBA's leading scorers over the last 10 games. DeMar DeRozan on top.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
Now, here's Rubio. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And it's Mitchell missing.
Rough start to this game. Hits 1 bucket in the first and nothing here in the second.
It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Patrick Mills.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. Jazz leading by 4. To the middle. Here's Favors. And that one is off. Some solid defense from Aldridge. DeRozan against Ingles. And DeRozan kicks to Walker. Back to DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. Over Ingles. And it's DeRozan missing. Utah's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Udo dishes to Favors. Walker against Mitchell. Back to Favors. It's deflected. It's stolen by DeRozan, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. Raul Neto's checked in for the Jazz. And San Antonio also making a switch. Rudy Gay's checked in for Davis Bertans. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Mitchell passes to Udo. Rebound, San Antonio.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Boy, he reads the defense well. Makes a nice adjustment. Very dependable.
Here's Neto following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Neto kicks to Udo. Passes it to Mitchell. Now Ingles, guarded by Walker. Back to Mitchell. Clock at 4. Trying to get something going, and the shot goes in. Mitchell's got 9 points.
Off contact, to me, when you're talking about Donovan Mitchell, that toughness for a young fella is on full display.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Udo. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Walker. Poked away. It's stolen by Ingles. And now running up the court. Ingles pushing it up. Austin Neto. He kicks it to Favors. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And Utah making a change here. Crowder's checked in. Utah with the ball. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That's his first foul. Here's Mills. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. To the inside.
He's just gone stone cold this period, and it's bringing the rest of the team down.
DeRozan's shot is off.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Now here's Mills. Kicks to Gay to the paint. Spurs working the ball around now. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Mills.
All day, Mills will do this for you. Lightning quick on the catch and release. What a year for the Utah Jazz in 2018. A 5th place finish in the West with a solid 48-win season. Definitely surpassed the expectations many had going into the year.
Here's Mills following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Takes the 3. Ingles with the rebound. Jazz leading by 5. Pass to Mitchell. That one no good. Aldridge with some nice D. And Smitty, the Jazz certainly caught many by surprise last season.
You have to credit the job the front office did to reload the roster. Ended up losing to the Rockets in a thriller in the second round. But this is a team no opponent wants to see in the playoffs.
But he recovers it. Outside DeRozan. Nice open look, but it's no good.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Here's DeRozan following the three-pointer by Utah. It's rebounded by Udo. Udo's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Utah has gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Mitchell passes to Crowder. Bobbed up there for Mitchell. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You've got to trust your receiver to go get that pass. Did you see Donovan Mitchell catch and finish in the same motion?
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. It was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
A different look for Utah. Gobert, he's checked in for Udo. Corver comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Dante Exum in for Raul Neto. The Spurs also changing it up. Pirtle, he's checked in for Aldridge. Bryn Forbes comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Murray's subbed in for Patty Mills. 5 on the clock. Murray. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Dante Exum.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
And with Crowder, his struggles were part of why Cleveland gave up on him so easily.
And you wonder who the real Jay Crowder is. The one we saw in Cleveland or the one we saw in Boston? My guess is somewhere in the middle. I think his defense should pick back up, and we know that he can be a better scorer than he has shown the last calendar year.
And the first one drops. NBA wants to keep things competitive, and one way to do that was to make some changes, Steve, to the draft lottery odds. Do you think it'll be enough?
You know, I think it's the right call for them. I think the bottom 3 teams all have the same odds for the top 3 spots now. And it'll be much more even to distribute the odds for the back half of the lottery.
So he gets them both.
Quinn Snyder, one of the more serious and intense coaches in the NBA. He has an MBA and a law degree. Takes a very measured approach to coaching, and it fits the team perfectly.
Now here's Gobert. His last outing, he had 8 points. And the pass to Crowder over Murray. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Outside, Bellinelli, rebounded by Korver. And Steve, you talk about Snyder's intensity, perhaps has one of the sternest faces on the sideline.
That intensity has translated to his defense. He's rebuilt the team on that end. The Jazz players have followed his lead. They play with toughness.
Murray kicks to Bellinelli. Passes to Gay. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Gay's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Getting it done inside. Rudy Gay not just floating around the perimeter.
Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Gobert. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
That time, a lot of young guys would have jacked up a shot. Patience. Man flashes open. Mitchell delivers the basketball on time.
Now here's Murray. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Gay against Crowder. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
And now a look at Rudy Gobert here. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 1st in blocks, 6th in rebounding. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
He has been a human highlight reel all season long. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now, and he has the numbers to back it up.
And still shooting well from beyond the arc. Their percentage down a bit in this quarter, but still respectable.
The shot's good. Crowder's got the lead up to 10 now for Utah.
And they've been working hard on the offensive glass here in the second, and it's paying dividends. They're getting a lot of second chance points.
And that's his 3rd foul. The chance you take leaving him in with 2. Let's see if they'll sit him now until the half.
That's tipped.
And how about the anticipation? Just sniffed that one out, knew exactly when to make the move.
Here's Mitchell. Drains the 3-pointer. Mitchell's got 11 points in the quarter.
We will talk about feed the hot hand. That's what they're doing this quarter, which is why they've been able to maintain momentum.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for San Antonio. And they're moving it up. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Mitchell passes to Korver. Exum kicks to Korver over Bellinelli, and there's Korver on the assist by Exum. And it's 7 points for Kyle Korver. Spurs trail by 15. Murray the pass to Pirtle. The dish to Forbes. And he's got his first free throw of the game. He misses the free throw.
This is strange. Last season, the Spurs finished out of the top 10 in field goal percentage for the first time in a decade.
Bertanis, he's checked in for Bellinelli. Now, here's Exum. He has 7. And Gobert kicks to Exum. Inside. Murray outside. .139 left now here in the second. Down low, just 5 to shoot. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Steve, when you think about the Spurs, you think great passing and total efficiency.
The talent level dropped for various reasons, and the ball movement wasn't as crisp. Makes it harder to put the ball in the cylinder.
And the first one at the line is good. All different levels of playmakers in the league right now, but some guys, Steve, have an innate vision that just can't be taught.
Yeah, I love watching Chris Paul with his vision. Even Ben Simmons, a younger guy who can pass the basketball. DeMarcus Cousins is a guy who has great vision for his size, has a great feel for the game. There's just so many guys. Ricky Rubio is another guy who can pass the basketball.
Yes.
And Lonzo Ball, a young guy. Those guys have just that innate vision. They can see 2 plays ahead.
Now, here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. In the corner, Crowder with it. Back to Rubio. And stolen by Gay. And here's the fast break. Forbes the pass to Murray. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Jazz leading by 10. 52 seconds left in the second quarter. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Here's Crowder. That one's good. Just his 3rd make. Brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
It's amazing. He is on fire here in the second period after going scoreless in the first.
Spurs trail by 12. Now Murray. Gay outside. Stolen by Rubio. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Exum. Here's Gobert over Pirtle. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You see what that little pump fake does? It gives the defender something to think about the next time he goes to challenge Gobert's shot.
This is his 2nd trip to the free throw line.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
Growing before our eyes, the confidence of Gobert. Comfortable doing a little of everything now.
And he sinks the second. Spurs trail by 13. Murray outside. Steps back and fight. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And you can't end the period any better than that.
Yeah, I agree. Shot clock doing his thing. He times it out perfectly.
That'll do it for the first half. Jazz lead by 11. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
How about this? A major upset brewing. Welcome to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He had 16 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. The first 2 quarters tonight looked a lot like what we saw from him in his last game. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
I felt they had a lack of intensity defensively. They gave up way too many threes. I mean, somebody needs to pull out the fire hose because this fire is out of control, and it certainly wasn't because of their defense.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, you like to run more doubles at him, but the risk there is opens up things for everybody else.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, DeRozan and Aldridge, the talented forward duo. Then there's Murray. Then there's Pirtle, and it's Walker in at the 2-guard spot.
Doesn't matter to the great offensive players who's guarding them, and Donovan Mitchell is trying to become one of them.
DeRozan against Mitchell. Outside DeRozan. Murray kicks to Walker. Offline with his 3. So it's Rubio bringing it up for Utah.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. And no good that time. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Here's DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Jazz leading by 11. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Pass to Ingles. Mitchell outside. 6 to shoot. From deep 3-point range, Ingles can't get it to go.
Just 1 for 4 since the break. They are looking for better efficiency on the offensive end.
And it's Walker penetrating out to DeRozan from deep. Favors with the rebound. Favors has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Inside. Here's Gobert. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Terrible beginning to the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far.
Here's DeRozan. 10 points for him.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
And the basket by Ingles.
They thought Ingles would be looking for the jumper. Instead, he puts his head down and makes a play.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And Ricky Rubio might be one of the most unselfish players in the league. Not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
And a chance to check out the stats for DeMar DeRozan. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. He's putting up 33 points a night, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Well, and we've seen defenses try to adjust, but he has the intelligence along with the talent, just finds new ways to beat them.
Here's DeRozan following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Over Ingles. And the shot is good. The Utah lead has been cut back down to 11. Big bucket there from DeRozan. And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Greg, he's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
You're right, Kevin. You've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches the pass.
Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Rubio outside. He dishes it to Ingles. Walker against Mitchell. Ingles, that's for 2. The Jazz with another miss. Spurs trail by 11. Down low, here's Walker. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Walker's got his second bucket tonight.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Rubio looking it over. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Jazz lead by 11.
High percentage look inside. Rubio always looking to maximize the value of the possession.
Here's Aldridge. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
A 5-star recruit out of high school, Aldridge reportedly asked Shaq for advice about jumping to the NBA. Shaq told him to go to college. A couple years later, Aldridge is drafted the number 2 pick overall.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And regarding Aldridge, given his success at Texas, sounds like Shaq was right.
Aldridge just needed to develop strength, polish his skills. Hard to say where he would have been drafted right out of high school, but after 2 years of college, he went second.
And the Spurs making a change here. Berton is checked in. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Rubio, the pass to Udo. Back to Rubio. Mills with the steal. And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. Fades. And it's DeRozan missing. Jazz leading by 9. Ingles kicks to Udo. Back to Ingles. Mitchell in the corner. This one for 3. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
Now here's Aldridge. 6 points for him. Outside, Walker. And stolen by Favors. The drive by Rubio. Aldridge with some nice D.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
For Utah, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Blue. Thank you, GA. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. Bellinelli comes in for Walker. And that one falls for Favors. Certainly a major strength of this Utah Jazz team is the way they can dominate on the defensive end.
Up and down the roster, there are a lot of solid defenders. Rudy Gobert is the big name, but guys like Ingles, Crowder, Mitchell, and Rubio are all great as well. This team can just be suffocating defensively.
And San Antonio has possession. 17-point game. And Mills kicks to Bertans. Nailed from three-point land. Bertans got 5 points so far.
Perfect vision. Mills getting quicker these days at spotting the open man.
Utah calls timeout. Well, with Kawhi Leonard gone, a new era for the Spurs. Even with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, San Antonio looks to be entering their most significant rebuild in decades.
Yeah, but at least they were able to get a star in DeRozan. Now, I would call it more of a reload than a rebuild for the Spurs. Still a lot of talent to work with on that roster.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Crowder, he's checked in for Favors. Korver comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Exum in for Mitchell. Now here's Korver. 7 points in the game. 5 to shoot. And the basket by Rubio. Rubio's got his second basket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Spurs trail by 16. Here is Forbes. He has 6. And there's the pass to Bertans. And it's good for 2. Bertans got 5 points in the quarter.
The defense cannot afford to give him an inch that close to the basket because he will burn you every time.
And here's Rubio. He kicks to Crowder. Puts up a 3. Bellinelli pulls it in.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
It's good. 10 points for Rudy Gay.
You have to credit the pinpoint pass for making that play possible.
Rubio with it. Passes to Exum. Crowder against Gay. Crowder finds Exum. He can't get that one to fall.
And a little frustration now, missing on the catch and flush.
You know, because it's all about timing, just unable to connect. One of those plays you really want back.
And it's DeRozan with the ball for the Spurs, down by 12. Here is Forbes, covered by Rubio. Here is Forbes. He has 6. For the 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, reason why they have found their shooting stroke. Their offense is clicking.
Korver, good.
You never see Kyle Korver scoring in the inside, but he did.
Here is Forbes. 9 points in the game so far. Now here's Gay. It's over Crowder. No good off the back of the rim. Utah leading by 11. Pass to Exum. Over Bellinelli. Exum's shot is off. San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. DeRozan passes to Forbes. Back to DeRozan. Fades. Utah with the rebound. Crowder goes in. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Jay Crowder often stays out on the perimeter but sees the opening and quickly takes advantage.
Here is Forbes. Gay. And finished off by Gay.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope. His only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now here's Udo. He has 5. And the basket by Rubio.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Here is Forbes, covered by Rubio. Pass to Bellinelli. No good with the triple. Utah leading by 13. Now Exum, 7 points in the game. Here's Udo. Bertans grabs the board.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Quick shot there, and it's off target. Utah's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. The pass to Forbes. To the paint. And that one's good by Gay. Gay's got 14 points.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now here's Rubio. 6 points for him. Another miss by Utah.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
And with that, the Jazz lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Gay.
Pushing in transition, Rudy with the size, the athletic ability, the scoring ability, he can finish.
Right side Korver, out to the right wing. Exum kicks to Korver. There's the 3. No good, shot missing. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Now here's Bellinelli. He's tightly guarded. They get it back. Stolen by Exum. Last break, here come the Jazz. Korver with the ball. And it's blocked, and he recovers it. Exum's shot is off.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that look like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Fires the 3. No good. And so it's the Utah Jazz bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Spurs trail by 7. Ingles outside with Favors at power forward. Jay Crowder out there with Mitchell. And it's Gobert in at the center position. That's the group right now for Utah. Now here's Pirtle. Aldridge can't get it to go. Passes it to Crowder. Nice ball movement by Utah. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Great job by Favors, really making the defense uncomfortable as he's going up with the shot.
First one falls for him. And Steve, you'll remember Favors had that impressive rookie season, but he's been somewhat up and down since.
He's kind of an old school power forward. Might have been an all-star 20 years ago, but nowadays the best forwards can shoot from range and can defend on the perimeter.
And so he's able to get one of two.
The former third overall pick in the 2010 NBA draft, Derek Favors is a gifted big man and a crucial player to this team.
Now here's Walker. DeRozan surveying the D, and that's going to be a travel. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Friday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz.
And that game against the Suns, they have that date circled. They love to compete, and they feel they can play very well against that group if they can execute.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. Raul Neto's checked in for Utah. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. To the middle, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And a wide open look for Walker. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists in the game. Neto kicks to Gobert. Walker against Mitchell. Here's Gobert. No good there. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for San Antonio. They've only given up 1 point in the fourth quarter. Aldridge, no luck.
And on some plays, everything goes your way except for the finish.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. And the Jazz making a change here. Rubio's checked in. And Mitchell drops them both. And here is Murray. Poked away. And now Rubio pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Count that bucket.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Spurs trail by 9. Murray with it. Kicks it to Pirtle. Pass to Aldridge. Over Favors. Aldridge. Good.
The impressive combination of height and wingspan allowing Aldridge to convert against good defense.
Utah leading by 7. Pass to Ingles. Nifty move. Bucket is good. Here's Murray. He kicks it to DeRozan. And no good. Gobert with the defensive effort. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Rubio against Murray. Now, here's Ingles. Defense is right there. Shot clock at 5. Mitchell.
Yeah, still struggling to find the bottom of the net from three-point range this half. They were much better in the first.
Here's DeRozan over Ingles. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, last season, DeMar DeRozan, one of the handful of NBA players, Steve, who bravely spoke out about mental health and how it impacts them personally.
Yeah, had a great column in which he talked about his depression and anxiety. Never easy for a star athlete or anyone to be so frank about that kind of subject. It takes a lot of courage to do that, and DeRozan was rightfully applauded for his honesty.
Now here's Murray, following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. Favors passes to Mitchell. Here's Ingles. Nice D from Aldridge.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
So it's the Spurs now. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Rubio outside, cans it from downtown, and the Jazz lead by 10.
Sometimes it's all about patience. His first 3 of the game, something to build on.
Rubio against Murray. Now the pass to Walker. Kicks it to Pirtle. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Aldridge over Favors. A nice shot by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
LaMarcus Aldridge putting pressure on this defense, getting into the seams and making plays.
Rubio with it, now guarded by Murray. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
It was a long and winding road to the NBA for Ingles. Played in Australia, Spain, and Israel. Finally got his chance with the Clippers and then the Jazz in 2014.
First one falls for him. And Steve talking about Ingles, once he did break in, he more than held his own.
As a rookie, he started 32 games, then kept building on his success, earning his coach's trust. Ultimately, he landed a really nice contract, and he has continued to play well. And the truth is, I've been there. He's trying to find the rhythm on his shot. He feels like he's close, and that's why he keeps shooting.
Back to Mitchell. Feeds it to Gobert. On the wing, Ingles. The shot's good. Now here's Murray. Tipped away. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
And now it's Rubio running. He can go all the way. Finished off the break. Rubio's got 15 points here in the second half.
See, in this half, I feel like he's a much different shooter. Calm, focused, and letting things come to him.
Inside, here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Utah leading by 13. Mitchell outside. Passes it to Rubio. He's looking for Ingles and finds him. Here's Gobert. Ingles in the corner. Shoots over to Rosen. And the basket by Ingles. And the Jazz lead by 15.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio. Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. From 11 feet away, no good off the front iron.
Well, this is what happens when you're a threat down low. You attract a lot of defensive attention.
Ingles finds Rubio. Gobert down low. Over Pirtle. Again, the Jazz score.
That's just too easy. Defensively, you want to prevent Gobert from getting the ball that deep.
Now Murray. Right side Aldridge. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
So much sharper, so much more efficient with his shot this half. Just taking what the defense allows.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Dishes it to Mitchell. Jacks up a 3. Rebound San Antonio. Murray outside. Gay outside. Pass to Aldridge. Buries it down low. Aldridge has got 12 points here in the second half.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
Overall, it hasn't been pretty for his team, but he has shot the ball well.
Now, here's Mitchell. And favors kicks to Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Smitty, if you had to boil it down to a single play in your career, what was your biggest moment?
Kevin, I'm glad you asked that question. I can also get it out there to everybody in the basketball universe. Game 7, Western Conference Final. Shaq fouled me, and they did not call the foul. Shaq fouled me, Kevin. That play still haunts me. I'm still mad.
Really? After all these years?
Yes. And he still lets me know that he didn't foul me, but we got to run the tape. He fouled me.
Right. Kyle Korver. He's checked in for Ricky Rubio. That one is no good. And so Aldridge will bring it up for the Spurs. It's a 14-point game. And Walker kicks to Aldridge. It's Gay on the wing. He's covered by Favors. Here's Aldridge. Off the left rim and out.
Well, this is why you see guys shying away from their mid-range jumper. It's a bit of a lost art.
Ingles in the corner. Floats one up. Up and in on the layup.
Right there, it's who wants the basketball the most, and it's Joe Ingles creating the extra possession.
It's stolen by Korver. Oh, and here comes Korver all alone. Stops, pops, and he drops that one in. And that's now 28 points for Donovan Mitchell.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy, double-digit lead, and still putting it on him.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Ricky Rubio.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
Their previous 2 games have been losses, so something had to change to get them going again. And he provided that spark, giving them a huge jolt of energy. So it's San Antonio now. They trail by 18. Murray kicks to Walker. Pass to Purtle. Murray outside. Poked away. Leaps for it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the paint. Gobert with the block.
You really have to be careful with Gobert lurking around. He'll send it back.
And the basket by Ingles. Ingles has got 11 points in the quarter.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Now here's Walker. Purtle kicks to Murray. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Gay.
Credit Joe Ingles for how hard he plays, taking the challenge defensively.
Favors passes to Gobert. When you look around the NBA, are there any small issues you think could grow into bigger issues, Steve, going forward?
Well, I think the one issue right now is what are teams doing at the end of the year versus trying to stay competitive and win games or trying to look possibly down in the NBA draft lottery.
Right.
I think that's one of those problems that we have to address. I think also small markets, I don't think that's much of a problem if you have organizations in the forefront. Winning is in the forefront. I don't think whether a small market or big market, guys do look at that as far as endorsements, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Utah.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Excellent self-control and patience tonight.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Rudy Gobert.
Boy, such a big factor in the game tonight. His intensity on the boards. Even when guys put a body on him, he somehow still beats them to the ball.
The Spurs making a switch here. Bertanis, he's checked in for Jakob Purtle. Bellinelli comes in for Rudy Gay. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Walker. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. Spurs trail by 18. Stolen by Mitchell. Left side Favors from 17 feet out. Count it.
You have to respect Favors. His jumper is lights out.
1:02 left to play in the final quarter. Now here's Mills, covered by Rubio. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A man who's making a living out of stretching the floor, being in the right position. Certainly that's Patty Mills, Steve.
He's played with the best. He's learned from the best. Over time, he's become a better facilitator. But his bread and butter is that jump shot.
Free throw good, Mills.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
And both free throws good for Mills. 51 seconds left in the game. And the pass to Ingles. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Marco Bellinelli picks one up.
One of Ingles' favorite moves. Hard not to bite on that because he sells it so well.
The first free throw is good. And he makes both free throws.
I mean, an incredible story how Joe Ingles has gotten to this point. A lot of it's been resiliency, and a lot of it has been sacrifice.
Now here is Aldridge. Forwards the pass to Bertans. Good on the shot.
And this run may make the score look a little more acceptable, but still a loss.
They could never put it together when it mattered. Just let too many opportunities slip through their fingers.
Favors can't get it to go. Stolen by Mitchell. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. To the wing on the left. Rubio dishes to Gobert. Rubio left side. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. With Dante Exum, Dante, still a young guy in this league. What do you want to focus on with your development?
You know, I think it's just staying in the defensive end. You know, sometimes in the heat of the play, you kind of lose sight of it, and it's just about staying in there and just helping your teammates out. So,
a very young guy on a very good team. Thank you, Dante. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.